bakers, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Get Our Bake On. Today we are doing day 7 of a very merry Chex Mix, the 12 days of Chex Mix. And what kind of Chex Mix are we doing today? We're doing gluten-free sugar cookie Chex Mix. This sounds amazing. Let's get to it. All right, I have all my ingredients set. So what we need to start is 6 cups of corn Chex. You can use rice, you can use wheat. Recipe calls for corn. Right, then we're going to take my melted 1/4 cup of butter, 1/3 of a cup of sugar, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Melt it down, and then we're going to pour it over our Chex. And then you guessed it, we got to mix it. All the mixing. Get some good mixing on. All right. Remember when you're mixing your Chex, you don't want to stir it around because that's going to cause things to break up and get super crumbly. Always do kind of a folding motion. All right, so once your butter, sugar, vanilla mixture is nice and incorporated into your Chex Mix, you're going to take a 1/4 cup of powdered sugar and mix it in. Again, folding motion. It just makes sure the integrity of your Chex stays intact. Really get that mixed up well. Once it's all mixed up, you're going to transfer it to a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. Trust me, you're going to want the parchment paper for our next steps. All right, so get this all nice and mixed. The powdered sugar is going to kind of act like an absorption tool for all that butter and just add that extra little element of sweet goodness to this sugar cookie mix. All right, we're all nice and mixed. All right. So we're just going to transfer this to our parchment-lined baking sheet and get it nice and spread out. While it's being spread out, I have 1.5 cups of vanilla white chocolate or white almond bark melting down. Remember, when melting chocolate, stir it every 30 seconds or your chocolate's going to get seedy and just gross. You don't want that. All right, so we have this nice and spread out because our next step is going to be super fun. Now, with our next step, you can do with a piping bag, you can do with a Ziploc bag. I just prefer a spoon and a drizzle method. I'll show you what I'm talking about in just 1 minute. All right, now that our chocolate is good and melty, just give it some final stirs. What we're going to do is, okay, so you can do 2 things. You can take a Ziploc bag, pour it into a Ziploc bag, and cut the tip off to drizzle it on. I prefer just using a spoon. So all I'm going to do is take scoops of it and drizzle back and forth onto my chocolate. The reason why I don't want to use a plastic bag is because I'm just being lazy. To tell you the God's honest truth. I don't need it. I'm fine doing it like this. Getting all that good chocolate. Because I like it when you get big chunks of chocolate, little chunks of chocolate. I'm fine with it either way. All right, get it all nice and drizzly. When you are done spreading out, when you are done spreading your chocolate or drizzling all your chocolate on your Chex Mix, every time it gets me, you're going to take holiday gluten-free sprinkles. If you're not making this gluten-free, use whatever sprinkles you want. And you're just going to sprinkle it on all that damp chocolate so it gets nice and coated in there. The amount of sprinkles, totally up to you. Do you like more sprinkles, little sprinkles? I like sprinkles. I'm a baker. I love sprinkles. Plus, I want it to be super festive. So then we're going to do is we're going to let this dry. It's going to take about 15-20 minutes to dry. So just put this in a cool spot and let all that chocolate dry. Be right back. All right, so I let mine sit for a couple hours. I needed to shower. I had some other things to do, hence the wardrobe change. So our gluten-free sugar cookie Chex Mix is all dry and on our parchment. So all we're going to do is we're kind of just going to lift up all these sides and we're going to just break it up into kind of not like barky pieces, but as much as we can. We just want to kind of break up the chunks. And then what you are left with, and yes, I may have taken a taste of this. It's so good. It legit tastes like a sugar cookie with frosting on it. All right. I threw some. Oh, it's my floor. I'll say it. Oh my gosh. Okay. And then you're left with these cool little chunks of Chex Mix. Crunchy, that sugary sweet, and that creaminess of the white chocolate. And then you get the sprinkles. It tastes just like a frosted sugar cookie. This is so good. How gorgeous is this going to be in a little treat bag for your neighbors, for your kids' school, or even as a teacher's gift attached to a bottle of wine? Gluten-free, I forgot what it was called there for a minute. Gluten-free sugar cookie Chex Mix. This is a good one. I can't wait to see what the rest of these 12 days of Chex Mix bring us because I love them all so far. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Let's Get Our Bake On. See you next time. Bye.